just wanted to stop by and say how much I appreciate everyone who is supporting our channel here and Wendy's passing. This is my sweetheart here. And I'm sitting in her crafting room right now, and I just wanted to share a couple things here. I got this package after she passed away about a week later, and this is a shirt. If anybody knows her well enough, this sounds an awful lot like her. She was going at full speed. This says, "It's fine, I'm fine, everything's fine." I'm so proud of all the crafters that have joined in and sacrificed and volunteered for the channel. And we've got some great upcoming things ahead for our channel. Just encourage you to stay tuned. I want to also encourage you today, tell you that God is an ever-present help in time of trouble. And no matter how bad this world gets, we know that God is there, and we come to him in faith. So I just want you to be encouraged and loved. Now enjoy Jody's video.
Good morning, everyone. I am back with hopefully my last memory wire tutorial. I don't know, we'll see. So I am going to hopefully this time make 2 sets of jewelry. I have all my beads pulled and ready to go. They've been ready for some time now, but the last one that I did was it took a little more time than I thought it would, and I was already keeping you for like almost 2 hours, and I know that I probably end up, maybe losing some of you halfway through, so I do apologize for the length of that video. I hope you were okay with it, and by some of the comments I see that you guys really love the design, and I was so uncertain of what I had put together. I didn't know if it was actually turning out nice, but I did realize that either I forgot to send the photo of the finished product after I changed the chain, after I put the chain on. So I wanted to show you guys. This is what it ended up looking like. So it's really cute. I did actually wear it to work the one day, and I got a lot of compliments on it, and I was so worried about it, and I'm so glad that you guys all ended up liking it. It really, it was one of my proud moments, but also a disheartening moment when I really wanted it to look a certain way and I couldn't get it to look that way. But then, as life shows us, that sometimes things don't always work out the way we planned, but it ends up turning out to be something beautiful in the end anyway. So I'm going to put that down and leave you with that. I also want to tell everyone thank you so much for all the kind words again that you keep saying to me, and it really makes me feel validated in doing these videos on Wendy's channel, and helping Chris keep her dream going along with the other ladies. They're doing such a wonderful job too, and I keep watching their tutorials as well because I keep learning things from them as well, and it's so nice. And I can learn things from you guys too. I mean, all your suggestions, I keep trying to put them, implement them in what I'm doing. And I'm sorry that maybe I need to start writing down names and suggestions so I can give you a shout out. I don't ever think about it when I get on YouTube to answer the comments or to read your comments. I don't even think about writing anything down, but I need to. And then that way I can give you all the gratitude you deserve. To address comments about me talking too much, I understand. I do talk a lot. It's part of my personality. It is who I am. I am a very outgoing person, and I love to meet people, and I love to tell people things about myself. And unfortunately, I end up talking to you about myself because I'm not talking to anybody but myself. And I just like to share a little bit of my life and my family with you. I hope talking about my family isn't offensive to anybody. I never meant any harm by it. The last video, I rewatched it to see how much I talked about my family, and I really only calculated maybe 15 minutes out of an hour and 45 minutes. So I don't think that's excessive for me talking about the people who I love the most in this world. They are all a gift from God to me, and I will continue thanking him every day for that gift, as well as all of you. I feel are a gift to me from the Lord as well, and I appreciate and I'm grateful to be able to chit chat with any one of you, even if it's just a couple little sentences. I'm so grateful for it. Some of you I've actually become friends with on Facebook, and it's wonderful. I know I don't get on there much, and I really need to take the time out to shoot you guys some messages and just see how you're doing, and you know, hopefully, you know, see that you're in a good spot in your life, and that you're as happy as I am. So with that being said, I am going to go ahead and turn this around, and we'll get going on our next memory wire challenge. Okay, so it's Friday for me, and I'm normally at work, but I had taken today off quite a while back, and I have some vacation time that I need to burn up before the end of the year. So I thought, well, why not take a Friday off, extend my weekend a little bit? Everyone likes to have a longer weekend. So we are going to try to conclude the Memory Wire Challenge today. I can't make any promises. There might be one more video depending on how this goes. Again, I have no idea what I'm going to be doing, and I have a tiny idea, I should say. It's, you know, I don't want to say I don't have any idea what I'm doing, but I have kind of a tiny idea. Again, I don't know if it'll turn out. So I guess we will see if it turns out, and hopefully it does, and hopefully it comes together pretty quickly so I can go on to the next one. So I have pulled together, of course, I have my memory wire in gold, and again, I have quite a bit left, so I think I might make a really, you know, like a 3-strand bracelet to go with a necklace and some earrings. I have, from me taking my necklace apart, I have some pieces that I saved that I want to use for this necklace, and probably the earrings as well. I pulled together some ivories and whites and some peaches, and I just kind of want to make it like a gold and peachy white something or other. Pulled together like a whole conglomeration of like chain and toggles and clasps, and I have a couple little leaf charms left, and I have those all pulled together. I have an assortment of jump rings, more on hold if I need more. I got my eye pins and head pins. I have more that if I need them, I can use them. I do have these other pearly beads as well. I don't know if I'm going to end up using them. They're in a package. My mother and father-in-law got me for Christmas. It's like every month you get a kit, and it puts together one necklace and bracelet and earrings or whatever. I look over the design. Sometimes I like it. Sometimes I'm like, well, nope, I think I can use those elsewhere. So sometimes I just take it apart and add it to my stash and make stuff from it. So anyway, I am going to move some of the stuff out of the way, and we're going to get started with our first part. So my idea for the necklace is reusing some of these, and I don't know if you guys remember a while back that Wendy ended up making like a ladder type necklace, and I had thought about doing that too, and I am not really quite sure how I would go about it. I know that I would end up, you know, putting beads on these and connecting them with some jump rings and a chain up here at the top. So I'm thinking that's what I'm going to end up doing. I don't know how long I want to make it, but I do kind of like that whole like ladder stacked look. And since these are all pretty close to being the same length, except for maybe one, I could probably trim it down a little bit. I think I might be able to do it. So we're going to go ahead and try that. And if it doesn't work, well, that's okay. We'll just move on to something else. So I think what I want to do is I want to use a lot of these like little peach and ivory colors here. And I am just going to I'm going to use some spacers as well to string some beads on these. And I do have all my tools. I remembered my memory wire cutters, and my regular cutters, my pliers, my round nose pliers, all that good stuff. I have it all right here. So I think we'll go ahead and get started with that, and let's see if we can make this into something really cute. And I always gotta check, because I am one of those people who just like float off the camera, and I can't seem to break that habit no matter how hard I try. I'm really trying to break that habit. But let's see if I can manage to stay on. So I'm just grabbing all kinds of sizes here, and I don't know if I really want it to be any kind of pattern. I do like the look of just randomness. It's kind of looks like chaos, but in a good way. So I'm just going to string these on. My little piece of memory wire, maybe that one's too big. So, like I said, I ended up taking today off, which is great. However, I am one of these super early risers, and it doesn't matter what time I go to bed. If I stay up till 11, I'm still gonna be awake between 4 and 5. It doesn't matter. That's how my body is, that's how I'm conditioned, and it's fine, except for usually I'm exhausted by the time noon comes around. So I woke up this morning at 3:30 in the morning for no reason whatsoever other than my body's like, hey, are you awake? Because I am. And I got up and I drank some coffee. I had some breakfast. I'm still like a little bit shaky, but I think it's because I drank more coffee than what I usually do, because I'm usually getting ready for work. And then once I go to work, I'm drinking water the rest of the day. So bear with my shakiness here. All right, so since my loop was turned in before, I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm just going to turn that loop in towards my beads, like so. And if I have to squish it down a little bit with my pliers, I can. All right, and just in case someone's coming in and hasn't seen me talk about memory wire, I just want to remind everyone they do need special cutters. You definitely need special cutters for your memory wire. And they're not super expensive. I mean, there are some really expensive ones, but these, it's called like Beta Tip. I think I got them on Amazon when I first started doing all this. Because, well, yeah, as a matter of fact, I know for sure I got them on Amazon because I started doing all this during COVID. So I wasn't going anywhere. But I do believe these were like $10. So they're not super expensive. They are a little bit of an investment, but I've had the same pair for a long time now, and I don't see me having to replace them anytime soon unless somehow I break them. All right, so we got that one, and I want to do this one next. And I don't know if I want to stay with the same thing going all the way down. I think I want to maybe, you know what? I'll go with this even lighter peach color, and let's use one of these gold spacers. This really light peachy color. It's really pretty. I think it's got to be one of my favorite ones to work with. I don't use a lot of it, which is really weird for me, because I think that if it would be one of my favorite ones to use, then why wouldn't I use it more? All right. So we're just gonna string this one on. Oh, I grabbed a dark one. Let me grab a lighter one. There we go. I had a couple of these barrel beads left over, so I'm like, oh, I'll throw them in there too. I have this thing about working through my bead soup, or as I've started to realizing it with some of the big chunks I have in there, it's more like bead stew, not really soup. There's just a lot going on in there. One of these days I'll have to grab my my bowl and show you guys what I have going on in there. It's kind of a mess. I do try to go through it once a year and clean it out and just like pull in light colors together and put them in like little bags so I can do like a grab and go type of situation. All right, so that's gonna be about that size. So I'm going to trim this off here using my memory wire cutters. I don't have one of my little trays empty yet. Oh, and I do want to talk about the trays. So I've been asked so many times where I got these little clear trays. You can get them at Dollar Tree. They're with like, I guess it would be kind of considered like a catering type thing, or a party, like the party stuff, where they have all the clear serving trays and everything. They come in like a pack of 10 or 12 for $1.25. I will try to watch. I need to go get more trays because I somehow, with me laying out projects, I'm running out of trays. So I'm gonna see if I can go today and find some more, and I'll let you know if you know, at least my area still has them. But check the catering section in your Dollar Tree to see if they have them. And then for that matter, I'm wondering if maybe if the Dollar Tree doesn't have them, if someplace like Party City would have them, because they have all that clear party stuff too, like the dishes and everything. Okay, so then I think I'm going to maybe alternate this. So I'm going to grab some more of these more taupish beads, and this time I'm going to do the spacer a little bit differently. I'm going to put a bead on and then a spacer, and then another bead, and then maybe a tinier one of that color. So my plan today was get up, get some things accomplished around the house, some, you know, little chore thingies, and sit down and make a video, and maybe go to the grocery store. And my niece is coming over for a couple hours this afternoon. She is, oh my goodness, is she 8? She's 8. And she is just the sweetest little thing in the world. And she always likes to bake with her Aunt Jody. And I don't really have much time to bake today, but I thought maybe we would do something fun, like make some kind of little fun dessert, her and I. And so this morning while I was drinking my coffee, trying to get myself motivated, I was looking up easy and fun things to do, you know, like treats to make. So I think I decided I'm gonna go to the grocery store. I'm gonna pick up some pretzel rods and some really pretty sprinkles, maybe some fall themed sprinkles. And we are going to dip the pretzel rods in some melted chocolate and dip them in sprinkles. And then I figured I could bag them up and she can take some home with her so she can give some to her big sister and her mom and dad too. So I think that's what her and I will do. And I think that she would have fun doing that. But her favorite thing is to come over here, and she doesn't mess with her uncle like at all. Like, and Uncle Shane is really a really cool uncle, but she is all about hanging out with me and wanting to do stuff with me, which makes me really proud since she's, you know, I married into this family, but I think I might be her favorite. I'm not going to tell the other aunts that though. And if for some reason they are listening, I don't really think I'm her favorite, but maybe I am. All right, so now we're going to use some more of those peachy colors because I want to kind of alternate this a little bit and make that ladder. You know, and ever since Wendy did this that one time, I'm like, I need to do that. I want to make that. And you know how you watch so many tutorials and it just kind of gets lost and you never end up making some of the things that you wanted to make? Well, that's what happened with this. And then when I saw all these pieces laying there after I took that necklace apart and put the chain on, I thought, well, why don't I try to make a ladder like what Wendy did? So I'm going off memory right now, and I probably should have rewatched her video this morning, but I didn't. So I'm hoping I'm doing this some justice. I think what I want to know is from you guys, and hopefully you can answer this question. What is the most favorite thing you've ever made from watching Wendy's tutorial? And it can be anything. I mean, anything at all. It can be, you know, any kind of jewelry or any art piece that you made, or did she get you into doing stuff with resin, or you know, maybe she helped you find your love of collecting seashells like she had. I would love to know, what did she get you started in? Or did she just simply touch your life and with her praise and worship of the Lord? And if so, that's amazing. I really want to say that's amazing. I do believe that's what we were put on earth for, is to spread the word, right? All right, so I've got these here. I'm going to do one more, and I think I might want to maybe dangle a few things off this one. And I think for me to do that, I want to use maybe some of these shells, these little flat shells. They're really pretty. And I'm just gonna stand up just to make sure that I'm not getting off camera here, because somehow I always do. And now it looks like I'm still okay. All right, so let me go ahead and start doing that. And I am going to do one of these gold spacers and one of these medium-sized beads. Let me see. If I just put them on jump rings, I don't know how they would end up looking. So let's just test it out and see. So I'm grabbing one of my jump rings. And I think it's probably like a 6mm jump ring or 5mm jump ring, but let's see if that works. I think I would need to use maybe another spacer. Okay, that hangs better. That hangs a lot better. So let's try that. Let's see if we can work that out. And I just realized I didn't have my glasses on. How am I even able to see right now? Okay, there we go. That's better. Now I can see. So then we'll use another little gold spacer. And here we go. This one we're just gonna kind of do like a little pattern. And let me grab a couple more of these little jump rings. And all right, just so you know, so I'm saying it, make sure you twist your jump rings open like that. Just like that. And then when you close them, you want to do the same exact thing. You want to twist them closed. And you twist them closed so you can hear them. You can either feel it or you hear it. And I can feel them touching. So I know I went too far back. You just want to make sure they're closed. There, see, closed. All right. I think this is going to be really cute. And we'll put one more on there. Jump ring. Grab a hold of it. Twist it, whoops. Twist it open. Hook it on my bead. And twist it closed. Like so. String it on. And another spacer. And another medium-sized bead. And another spacer. And maybe that's gonna be about the right size. Yeah, looks about right. Good, all right. So let's go ahead and trim this one off. All right, let go. All right, and now we'll use our round nose pliers and we're going to turn that loop back. Oh, you know what? I didn't take enough off. Let me fix that. Did not take enough off. maybe just a little bit too much. I only leave about 1/4 of an inch, unless I'm trying to make a bigger loop. But if I'm trying to make just a smaller loop, then I usually leave about 1/4 of an inch, no more than that. Just twist that back towards the beads. And I know memory wire can be a little challenging to maneuver. There we go. But once you get it going, it's pretty easy. All right, so now we're going to figure out how we want to connect these. And I think maybe I have some chain here. This is chain that came in one of those kits. And I'm wondering if it's too, oh, I'm sorry, I hit the camera. If it's too thin of a chain to hook these on, because I kind of like to just hook them on. You know what? I think maybe with the small jump rings, we could probably hook those jump rings onto the chain and do it like that. And I'm trying to decide exactly how I want to do this. It's very tiny. Maybe this other chain has bigger, no, it's about the same. All right, so you know what? We're just gonna try it. We're gonna go for it. If not, then I think I might hook them together with jump rings. So let me just grab the rest of my jump rings here because I really want some of these tinier ones. They're really tiny, I want them to kind of blend in. So I'm just gonna grab out a little pile of them. Somehow, even though these always have compartments, they like fall into each other and you end up getting bigger ones. And so all I can think of is how Wendy would always say that her jump rings were mixed for the longest time. And I'm like, well, you know, I try to keep mine separate, but somehow they end up mixed. So it doesn't really matter. I think when you're using those little compartment trays with the, you know, that are supposed to keep things separate, I don't know if it really does that great of a job. All right, so you find the end of this chain here. And I'm just making sure that loop on the chain is intact too as I'm doing this. And let me loop on my bottom of the ladder and close that up. Okay. All right, so far so good. I think the challenge is going to be putting on the rest of them, that we're gonna have to try to count these teeny tiny little chain holes and, I mean chain links, chain holes, that was a weird word. So that's gonna probably be a little more challenging, but we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna at least try to make it happen. So the chain is so tiny, but I'm just kind of hoping I can blindly put it on there without having to try too hard. All right, now that I have that on, I'll twist that jump ring closed. Try to make sure it's closed all the way because I feel like it would fall through that chain pretty easily. All right. Okay, so there's the bottom of our ladder. I think that's gonna be really cute with the, you know, I think with the jump rings, that's gonna turn out really nice. So now we just want to kind of position this to about where I want it. Move these little guys out of the way. And try to see if I can come up with an even spot here. So I'm going to use one of my head pins and just try to see if I can maybe find it. So that one's hooked on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How about 7? 7 seems to be good because then it's going to hang down probably right about here. Yeah, I think I like that. So I'm just going to stick my head pin in there. And then I'm going to mark the other side too. Might as well, right? So that one's hooked on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. That doesn't seem right. I don't think I counted these right. All right, hold on. You know what, maybe I can just eyeball it. Maybe that might be better. Okay. I'm determined I'm gonna make this work, guys. It's gonna work. All right, so maybe I just need to count the ones that are facing up. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? There was something. Why don't I just do this? Can I do it this way? Bring them together. No, I guess I could have done that. I could have marked them if I didn't put this bottom one on. All right, sorry. I'm distracted. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. So let's do 4 because I'm only counting the ones that are facing up at me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that looks right. So let's go with that. If it ends up being a little crooked, I can fix it easily. All right, so I need a teeny tiny jump ring again. And I'm going to grab that jump ring and I'm going to just kind of mark it with my fingers, pull that out and put that jump ring right in that spot just so I don't lose it. Oh my goodness, this is really, why do I always do this? I always pick things that are really fiddly to work with. All right, so hook my little bead ladder rung on and just going to twist that closed, try to make sure I get it closed all the way without lifting this chain off the table and losing my other spot. And let's do the next one. Open up that little tiny jump ring and mark it with my thumb. I had to leave because I'm not by myself. My son is still sleeping, but I had to leave my, oh shoot. I had to leave my door propped open a little bit because otherwise the cats would be driving me crazy. All right, so I think we're going to just wing this, guys, because this counting out and marking and trying to figure it out is not working out for me. It's for me anyway. I'm going to keep it unless somebody that I know says, oh my gosh, I got to have that, then I'll give it away. But otherwise it's for me, and if it's a little crooked, I think I'll be okay. And maybe once I get it all laid out, I'll see where it's crooked and I can fix it. So we're gonna go ahead and hook that on. I probably should have used bigger link chain, but this was available. It was right here by me, so I decided to use this. And I really do want it just to be kind of like one continuous piece. Like I could do the jump rings and it would still be the illusion of being one continuous piece, but I just kind of want it to be one continuous piece, like true. So that's what we have so far. And we'll get this other one hooked on. And I think right about here would be good. Let's see. Close that up. So I think we're gonna try to go pick apples this weekend. I really wanna go pick some apples. I love going to a place by us. It's called Gull Meadow Farms. And they always have like fun, like they had a bunch of activities for little kids and even some for big kids where you can fire apples out of like a big, like a cannon, like an apple cannon at Targets. And the kids love it. When I first moved here, we took the boys there to do it and they had so much fun. And we went through probably a lot of apples. I'm doing that, but it was a ton of fun. So they do that. I think they also do it with pumpkins too at some point. But I would like to get a couple pumpkins for my front porch, maybe a couple mums. The mums I had last year, I ended up planting in my yard up against the fence line, and they're starting to come up, and I was hoping they'd take off this year, but they might need another year. So I do need some mums. and I haven't really, my porch still screams summer while I have all my fall decor out, and it doesn't seem right. So I really need to kind of do something with my front porch. Okay, so you know, it's actually turning out okay, me guesstimating. It's not gonna be bad. I think that, and plus the way I think it'll hang on, you know, my neck with my clothes, it might not even matter. All right. So this might be, if you guys want to do this, you might want to grab larger chain. I think it'll be a lot easier for you, unless you want to put it on tiny chain like I did. But I think the larger chain is probably less challenging, and maybe it'll come together a little bit quicker. All right. But either way, we're gonna make it work, and it's gonna look cute. I think I'm actually feeling really good about this one. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you for this idea. I love how she's still whispering to us and telling us things and blessing us with her beautiful talent from heaven. Okay. All right. We are getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. And I don't think I'm going to do anything more with it, because I think that this ladder focal is going to be enough for this necklace for it to stand out on its own. I think adding too much up the side might be just too much for me. I don't know. I might, once I get it done, then I'll look at it and see what I think. But I think keeping the chain simple is probably going to be the best for me. All right, so let's hook this side on. And I'm sorry if my hand keeps getting in the way. This is really a fiddly thing to work on here. All right, and find that chain. Again, just guesstimating my distance, because I really cannot count all those tiny little links. I'm not good at it, and I should have thought about that before I hooked the bottom thing on. All right. And again, after I'm all done, and if I don't like the way it looks, I can, you know, I can definitely adjust the lengths of my ladder rungs off camera later and fix that. But I think holding it up, I think it's going to be okay. All right, and let's put on our last piece for that. Oh, and I'm so sorry. There's probably somebody walking on the sidewalk, if you can hear my dog. He is very protective of us and our surroundings, and this is our yard, and he hates it when someone's on the sidewalk. All right. And I'll hook this one on. And I can't believe it, this necklace is coming together fast, guys. I am so excited about this. This is very, very, very exciting. You know, it's funny, when I was talking about Wendy's tutorials, like, I knew I always had a love for certain jewelry, and I never knew there was like a term for it. But it was jewelry that always had like really interesting pieces and textures, and it seemed to have a lot of blue, and I don't know, I was in love with it, and I had no idea what it was, like there was a name for it. And when she said boho for the first time, I thought, oh my gosh, that's what it is. That's what I love. I love boho. All right, so now I want to finish off this chain. I'm gonna pull this up. Look at how pretty that is. At the end, I'll put this on. I'll take my jewelry off that I have on right now, and I'll put this whole set on so you can see what it looks like. But that's pretty. I'm gonna stick it over my head just to see where I want it to hang. And I don't want it to hang too long, so I know I need to cut some off. All right, so I need, sorry if I hit the camera again, you guys. So I know I need to cut about this much off, but let me get this even here. All right, I am going to cut right here. And I'm just cutting the links apart. And I'll leave that right there. And I'll cut this one right here. Okay, and I still have some chain left over. Awesome, might use that. Okay, now I need to get a clasp out, and I think I want something kind of dainty, so I'm gonna use a small lobster clasp, and I am going to use a small jump ring and then a larger jump ring for the clasp to hook onto. So let me use this one to hook the lobster clasp on. Again, just twisting it open and hooking it into my little loop on my chain. And you definitely could add an extender on this, so if somebody wanted to wear it even longer. I imagine it would be really cute with like a longer sweater and some leggings or jeans, and it would just be really adorable. So I think that's probably what I'll end up wearing it with. I'm so glad all those longer sweaters have come back after like a year of seeing nothing but half shirts, and I just laugh at all those memes that say, you know, hey, clothes makers, there's still like a bunch of ladies here who would like all of their shirt, and I'm thinking, yeah, I'm one of them. I would love to have all of my shirt. You know what, that's too thick to fit in there, so I think I'm gonna hook the larger one on with the smaller one. I probably should have realized that before I opened it. That's all right. Okay, so I'll set that one down, grab a small one, open that up. All right, hook on my chain. Really struggling hooking on this chain today. All right, and I'll hook, oh, there's a little piece of chain left there from when I cut it. That's probably why. All right, I'll pull it off later. All right, and then I have my larger jump ring that I want to hook on so that when I go to try to put the necklace on, I'm not struggling to find the tiny little jump ring. There we go. All right, so there, now we have it. The necklace is finished. There we go. There, that's pretty. All right, I'm gonna set that guy off to the side here, and I think we're gonna get started on our bracelet. All right, so I'm gonna grab my memory wire, and I want to do probably like a three strand bracelet. And I'm gonna just string it on very randomly. So let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, and I wanna clip it off right about here to give myself some extra space. All right. All right, and since I'm gonna just do it very random, I'm not after any kind of pattern at all, I am going to go ahead and close off one end. And I am going to actually turn it out and just make sure that's closed, because if you end up putting like a small bead here, it will get stuck in the loop if it's not closed all the way. All right, and we're gonna bring these back out, and we are just going to mix all these up, and I'm gonna grab my gold spacers that I was using as well, and just kind of mix them all up together. And I'm just gonna grab them randomly. So let's start with a bead. And yes, it's gonna be kind of monochromatic, but I'm okay with that because my necklace is. And I think that I'll actually go really well together. So I'm just gonna start stringing. And throw on a spacer every now and then. All right, just keep stringing. You can move them down to the end when you feel like you want to. I think usually once I get like about a half a strand, I like to move it down to the end instead of moving each bead individually, just like a, there we go. Okay. I was so happy to hear that that you guys, some of you haven't really ever used memory wire, and I'm like, oh, perfect, good. I'm, you know, because here I am thinking that, you know, everyone in the world has probably used memory wire, and I didn't. The last thing I wanted is this to be boring for somebody, because it was kind of like I've been there, done that kind of thing. But sometimes I think that tutorials that get us back to like some classics and some basics are really nice, like a nice refresher. And I so glad that the memory wire tutorials have been very well received by you guys. It really means a lot to me. I have not touched it in such a long time, and I just kept seeing that package sitting there, you know, going to waste. And you know, I thought, well, you know, I really enjoyed when people do like challenge videos. I really enjoy that, because it's really fun, and usually you end up seeing somebody really using all their brain power because they want to have something turn out really cool. So I'm like, well then, you know what? I'm going to challenge myself. And I did. And you know what? I'm so happy I did. And I think maybe I need to do that a little more every now and then, is just do a challenge, because I think it opens up my thoughts. All right, we'll use some of these gold lantern beads now. All right. And I'll probably use a couple of those shell pieces, like a little dangle on the ends of the bracelet, just so that it kind of ties in with the necklace. And I do realize I'm getting a lot of the similar beads right by each other. I'm okay with that though. I think that wearing one of these bracelets, and if there's parts of it that look the same, I think they're okay. And yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. You can either make it look totally random, or you can make it all one bead if you wanted to. I mean, if, you know, I don't think there's a wrong way to do it. I do have to say, the one thing with doing these challenges, I have gone through quite a bit of my bead soup. I'm going through a few colors that I haven't used in a long time. I have, when I did the purple and gray, I have so much gray that I don't use. It's almost like I forget it's there, or I feel like maybe the gray isn't the right color to use, that maybe I need something more vivid. But I also forget that sometimes people like neutrals, you know? Some people want something that they can wear with multiple outfits, not always like orange or pink that you can only wear with certain things. So that's why I'm doing these whites and ivories today. Oh yeah, this is gonna be such a sparkly bracelet. It's gonna be so pretty. I'm going through this whole, I think we're gonna end up using this whole container, this whole little tray of these beads, and I am excited about it. I am here for it. And I will have to go shopping for some more beads. That's the challenging part, right? Is using your stash and then immediately going out and, trying not to go out immediately and spend more money on more beads. But I noticed that because I haven't been doing a lot of shopping lately, my stash is getting pretty depleted, and I am definitely going to use some of the pointers you guys had said about kind of keeping like an inventory or writing things down as you run out. I have a list right now of things that I know that I need to get. and I never thought about like treating it like grocery shopping. So you have your staples, you have your milk, your bread, your eggs. So, you know, which I imagine is like some of your neutral colors and head pins, eye pins, jump rings, you know, stuff like that. So I started doing that, and I have a little list right now, and I might take a run out later when I go to get the groceries and see what I can find. I know usually Hobby Lobby almost always has their metal stuff half off, and I always like to take advantage of that when I'm looking for extra jump rings or head pins and eye pins. The only problem is by the time I get there, usually the ones I need are gone, and I never go on the right day, like right after they've replenished. But that's okay. All right. Keep on stringing. Keep on stringing. See, this is where I usually don't really have much to talk about with the jewelry I'm doing, because I'm doing the same thing over and over, and I start talking, just kind of rambling on about things in life. Yeah, I think I'm gonna use almost all of these. Probably on the earrings as well. And just keep stringing. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. That's all I can think about when I say keep stringing. Getting closer to the end here. Almost ready to turn that inward. Let me see, where is my... Okay, yeah, I think I like the way where that's going to end up landing. So that's perfect. All right, a couple more beads. Let's do one of these larger ones. All right, and now I can trim off. Marmalade's coming in. So if you guys remember, he's my old cat. Come on in, Marmalade. And he pretty much gets free reign of the house because he's 22 years old and he can do what he wants. So everyone say hi to Marmalade. Hi, Marmalade. All right, and now we're going to twist this back for my loop. Hi, buddy. Hi. How's my old man? He really is the sweetest cat. Oh my goodness. I will miss him very much when it's his time. He's my lap cat and he loves to snuggle, and he's the sweetest. He's getting kind of grumpy in his old age now, though. He does a lot more hissing at the other animals where he never used to before. I think he's feeling kind of put out whenever they're near him. He just wants to be left alone. All right, so that's what my bracelet looks like right now. Really pretty. Oh, and everybody's coming in to see me. So now we have my dog Woody. He's coming in to see me. Hi, Woody. All right, and we're gonna hang these off at the end. Hi, buddy. Yes, hi. He might need to go potty. Hold on. One moment, buddy. I'm just gonna hang out some jump rings and then I'll take you out. All right, guys, I'm gonna pause this real quick and he might have to go potty really bad. Okay, I am back. Avoided any kind of potty accidents, and now we're gonna hang on our little shell dangles. So I just wanna use the jump ring again and just open them up. I wonder if I can use the smaller one. Let me see. Let me grab just a little bit smaller. All right. Just thread that bead right on there. And hook it on the end. Make sure it's closed. Okay. Then we'll flip it over, find the other end. There it is. All right. And I'll hook this one on. Okay, just like that. All right, and now we have our bracelet finished. The set is going together so much easier than the last set. I'm very thrilled. All right, so I'm gonna put that aside. Again, I will show them all to you at the end. I'll put them on. All right, next we're gonna do our earrings. And so I'm gonna grab a couple ear wires. I have these simple ear wires. I do like just the real simple ones. I love the lever back ones too, but these are great just to hurry up and just pop them in your ears and leave. I'll drink water because I'm parched. All right, and I know I want to use some of these. And I think what I want to do is I want to make it like I did before, where I want to cut off pieces of this, and I want to actually bead on them like was suggested to me, and hang these maybe from the loop, and I'll use some of my leftover chain as well to make them dangly earrings. I think that would look really cute with the ladder necklace. So I'm gonna just start cutting off here. And look, we still have so much memory wire left. I think I could do another tutorial after this one. All right, and cut this one off here. We're gonna do a total of 4 of these. And I'm just trying to measure them up against each other and cut. It's not like a perfect science or anything. I'm just guessing about where I would like to have them. All right. And, all right, so now I have 4 pieces that are pretty much even. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to put 1 loop in each one of these, and I'm going to do the loop going in. Whoop. And I want to be kind of small. And there we go. All right, there's 1. And the next one. Sometimes my loops turn out perfect. Other times they're like flat peas. I don't know. It's all right. I'll live with it. Okay. And then 2 more. Getting my forearm workout today, twisting all these little loops into my memory wire. All right, so now we have loops on each one of these. And I think we're gonna use what we have left. This one, oh, those 2 are, no, that's not really the same. That's just 1 random peach one that's gonna end up going back in my, actually I have more peach ones in a bag, look at that. All right, so we're gonna throw a few of these in this tray too, because we wanna use as much of this stuff that looks the same as the others as we can. There we go. All right, and I think I will use one of my lantern type spacers at the bottom here. And then we'll just start beading on our beads. Let's see, make sure I'm saving enough of these aside to do the same on another. 5, 6, and 6, okay. All right, and we'll end it with another lantern bead. And I'm just doing all the same on one of each of these. So like 2 of them will have these on them and 2 of them will have the peach ones on them. I think that it'll give it enough, like having 2 different ones like hanging with some chain, it'll give it enough dimension to be interesting. So then I'm going to trim some of that off. And I'm going to twist that loop in towards the beads. All right, let's hang our little shell from it. And I know these little medium-sized ones worked out really well, so let me grab some of those, back out, okay. I feel like I always make such a mess when I'm doing this. I just like have stuff scattered everywhere. It always takes me a few minutes to kind of shove it all into one container to do the next video until I have time to clean up afterwards. And I'm sorry for my dog barking again. He is very active during the day apparently, and he likes to bark. And normally we're at work, so we don't hear it. It's kind of like when a tree falls in the woods, does somebody hear it? All right, so. But a dog's gonna dog, right? Nothing we can do about that. And he's just trying to protect his family. Okay. I think the earrings might come together a little bit quick too. I need one more of these beads. Trim that off. And right about there, leaving about a 1/4 inch. And then we're going to turn that inward and make our little loop going towards underneath our memory wire. Okay. And we'll go ahead and hang the shell bead off of that. And did I grab a big one? Nope, that's the same size, okay. All right. All right, there's 2. So I got one for each one of my earrings. Let's do the peach ones next. And those I'll use the gold balls. All right. I'll do that and just throw a bunch of these on. And I might do more on these, and make them just a little bit longer, and plus I have more than the other ones. Let me save some room for my spacer there. All right, let's see how many we have. We have 3, 6, 8. Okay, that'll be perfect. All right, now let's trim that little tiny bit off. Actually, let's do 9, and then I don't have to trim as much off. I might not have to trim anything. I'm sorry if I keep hitting my little camera stand, you guys. I don't want to make anyone seasick. All right, so now we just have a little tiny piece that we have to trim off. All right, that one went flying. Try try to hang on to them with my other finger and put them in a little pile or in a tray. All right, and then we're gonna just do the same thing and just twist that one closed, going inward toward the bead. And we'll hang our little shell bead off of that. Need my jump ring. And this last one here. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, and 9. Then our spacer, and just a very tiny, tiny little bit, very tiny little bit. Okay, and then I will roll this one into just like the others. Oh. Just like so. Making sure that's closed. Oh, this one seems to be a little more challenging than the other ones. Here we go. Okay, and now I will hang that shell bead off of the end of that. Got a little fuzz there. So my jump ring, like so. Attach that on. Okay. All right, so now we have those for my earrings. And now I just want to cut some chain, and so I think I could cut this in half and double it up and maybe hang like something, like a little bead off of each end. So I think I'm going to do that. So let's cut this in half. Let me pull up that little there we go. All right, so let me find the end here. Okay, this chain is really strange. It has these little, it must be like it's soldered together or something in spots. It's really strange. I'm just gonna trim that off. I have to really watch that. There we go. There, that's better. All right. Yeah, I can tell right here it is. So I'm going to actually try to find where it's not and trim that off. So here where it is not, I guess that makes sense that they would do that with such tiny chain. I mean, it's, you know, it's delicate, so, and here. All right. Very little waste, not bad at all. All right. Now I'm going to find the middle of these two. If I can. You know what? I might just do them like that. Okay, so no, I think I'll just find the center and put a little jump ring on them. Okay, gotta bring out those tiny jump rings again. And then again, just close that up. Right. And if it's a little off, it's okay. Tiny jump ring. I'm getting all kinds of visitors in here today, and I feel like I would it would be a lot louder if I did not have my door open partway, because then they would be banging at the door trying to get in, and then I'd have to get up and let them in. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna leave it open a little bit. Nobody else is awake. People that aren't here. I'm not going to get any interruptions, and the cats can roam about freely and come in and out as they please, and they won't be annoying. So that's why I am doing that. All right, so I tangled this up a little bit, but that's okay, just untwist it. So there's my jump ring on the end of my chain, and it looks like I did not get that closed all the way. Let me fix that. And all right, there we go. And there's my other jump ring. I'm just gonna check to make sure I closed it all the way, because if not, now it's time to fix it. And I did not. There we go. And a little bit more. There we go. Now it's perfect. All right. So let's see what this is all gonna look like. I know I'm gonna have to use a jump ring to hang all these from because there's so much. So I'm gonna open just a little bit larger one. I think this is about a 5mm, and I'm gonna string on the ivory one, and I'll string on the chain. We might not even hang any dangles off the chain. And I'll string on the peach one. Let's put on our ear wire facing that way. Sometimes I get the ear wires on facing the right direction, sometimes I don't. And luckily enough, it's pretty easy to fix. All right. There, now we have everything hanging. You know, I don't know if I'm going to put anything on the chain. I think I kind of like the chain just hanging there. I think it's pretty. I think there's enough going on with this that it doesn't need to have anything hanging from the chain. We're almost try-on time, guys. Almost. All right, and let's see if I can do this to where I'm mirroring it. That's my other issue, is I always have a hard time mirroring. All right, so I want to do this one first. My chain. Oh, you know what? Nope, see, I was gonna do it wrong. On this side, I want the chain. Let's turn it around. Let's make this easier on myself. All right, chain. And then the peach one. And my ear wire is going to hang like that. All right. Now, I think I got them mirrored, and I did. Good deal. All right. There's the earrings. I think this is going to be really pretty. You guys, I hope you're excited to see this. All right, I'm going to put it down. I'm going to stop this, take off my jewelry that I'm currently wearing, and I will try it on and show you. Okay, so I got them on. I put my hair up so you can see the earrings. I really like the way the earrings look. Get closer so you can see them. They really turned out cute. And here's the bracelet. I like how the shells hang off right there on the ends. It looks really pretty. Excuse me, really pretty. A little hiccup there for a second. And then I'll stand up so you can see the necklace. And here's the necklace. So I think that for just guessing, it's pretty even. I can see where this one needs to come down a little bit. But for the most part, I think I got it pretty even. And I think it's at a good length. But again, some people like to wear them even longer or even shorter. So I might shorten the chain and then add some extender. And then that way you can wear it at a couple different lengths. But I think for eyeballing it, not bad. But I will pull this one down just a hair. And there's my ladder necklace that Wendy taught us how to make. And then my bracelet and my earrings. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'm going to get everything ready and we will have our next one coming up. So I'll be right back. Okay, so keeping some of the same ivories and whites, I did bring out those little shells that I wanted to use. I don't know if they will fit on the memory wire or not, but I have these gorgeous, I don't know if you can see how pretty they are, these garnet pieces, these garnet beads. They are just beautiful. You know, I'm sure it's like a, not like a, it said it was garnet, but it just kind of looks kind of more raw. So I want to use these. And I have an assortment of some bone beads that I want to use. I have all these little nuggets here and some other random pieces that I might use, but I really want to use some of these nuggets. They're really pretty. I would like to use these as much as I can, these like pearl discs. Some of them are have some defects on them, but I want to use as many of these as I can too, if I'm able to. If not, I will put them back in the bags and we won't worry about it. So I also want to use, I have some scraps of my Coriana chain that I have left, plus I have one link left. So my intention for the necklace is I kind of want to make it how I just did those earrings, but I want to hang them off of this necklace and bead in between. So we'll see how that works out and give that a shot. So I am going to get started on that. All right, so we'll just move some of these off to the side to give ourselves some working space. And I'm really excited about these garnets. I think they're gonna look really pretty. All right, need our memory wire. So I want to maybe cut off, I like to do things in odd numbers. So I think maybe 3, and they don't have to be super long, but I want something to hang stuff off of too. So let's just give that a shot. Maybe I'll do, for me it's either like 3 or 6, you know, or 7, because I kind of want odd numbers. Let's do 5. Let's meet in the middle and let's do 5. So I think I want them to be about this long. So I'm going to use my memory wire cutters, cut that off, use that piece as a template to cut the next piece off, and so on till we have 5. And it's going to be an approximate because I don't measure things perfectly. I guess if I was super professional, I probably would measure things a lot better, but we like to call it organic. That's what we're going to call it. It's organic style for people who don't like to measure things. All right, here's number 4. And I need one more piece. Where did my end go? There it is. And number 5. There we go. Still have quite a bit left. Might get another video out of this. I don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping you guys aren't tired of seeing memory wire stuff, but I really want to see this challenge through. Okay, so I'll roll up my sleeves. And I think we want to, do we want them out or inward? Let's do inward. So I'm gonna roll my loop inward towards like this curve of my memory wire. Make sure the loop is closed. That looks good. Okay, I'm gonna just do that to each one of these. I am quickly running out of Coriana chain, and I know somebody asked me where I get mine. I still had a stock up supply from Wendy when I had ordered it through her. She was my source. And right now there are a couple ladies that are in the process of working with a vendor to get it in bulk. As soon as I know I can send you in the right direction, I asked one of them to please let me know when you get them so that I can send you to her. And she is on Bead on a Wire sales. She will be on there. That's probably, should be selling it through Bead on a Wire sales on Facebook. So if you have not done so already, if you're not part of the group, please go join it so that when that Coriana chain comes available to her, you can get it when you need it. It's such a commodity. I've been trying not to use a lot of it because I don't know how long I'll go without it. I know you can get some very similar to it on Amazon, and I have done that in the past, but it's not like the same as what Wendy was selling. Very similar, don't get me wrong, it works in a pinch. And if you want, I can find where what I got and show you. It's just the pricing is not as good as what we are used to getting to. And I feel like the ones that Wendy got, the quality was better. But anyway, but I can show you that. All right, so now I want to decide what I want to do exactly with these. So I think that I want to use definitely some of these nuggets. So I'm just going to pull them out. This is just kind of a mess of stuff here. But I do love a nugget bead. I absolutely love a nugget bead. I don't know what it is about them, if it's just all the different shapes that I absolutely love about them or what. But these also have like a little bit of a hue of some beiges and browns in them while still being pretty clear. I do like that. So I want to pull those out. And I don't know how I do this. Like I always end up with look, I have one random bead here that I like, and this one too. Like these are begging to be used. They are just saying, come on, you know you want to use me. And I'm so tempted in trying to incorporate it. Maybe I'll put it in the bracelet. Maybe I'll put them in the bracelet just for a little extra something. All right, they want to be used, they really do. So, and I have these little peachy bicones, peach and gold bicones, and then I have some other little gold beads, and I have my gold metal spacers here too. So we have some options. I do think that I want to try to use some of these. I know the stark white probably looks really strange up against all this, but I think I can work it in somehow. All right, so let's get started. And I think I'll use one of these little peach ones real quick here. And then I just want to load one of these up with some nuggets. Very random nuggets. Maybe. The hard thing about the nuggets, sometimes it's hard to find the hole. You think you got the hole, but it's really just an indent, and you keep trying to put something in there. All right. And I think one more here. And I'll end it with another one of these little peachy beads. All right, that gives us pretty much, look at that. That's like perfect to make that loop. Maybe it's too small, we'll see. All right, so now I am going to turn that, I think I want to turn that one outward because if it's hanging on the chain, yeah, I'm going to turn this one outward to see how that looks hanging off the chain. I can always scrap a piece and get a new piece if it doesn't work out, but I think hanging off the chain, I want it to be like this. And then maybe the dangle hang down, or maybe I want to do it like this and have a little dangle. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see, we'll try it both ways and see what we like better. All right, now let me just make sure that's closed all the way. Bring my pliers in and just give it a little boost. There we go. I feel like we have a really funky shadow. There, that's better. All right, so now let's see, let's just set that aside and let's go ahead and grab another one. And I'm thinking, guys. You know what, let's do another one just like that. So I have my little peachy bicone, and let's throw on some more of these beads. All right. I really do like these. These are so pretty. And I honestly, I forget about half the stuff that I have. I just, if it's sitting there in a drawer, you know, I tend to overlook it, and I need to remember that, you know, all my beads need some attention and love. All right, so there's that. Maybe that one's a little bit too big. Let's put a smaller one there so we can fit that other bicone on. There we go. And there. Okay, now one of them was in, so I want to make the other one coming out, like up over the top of the memory wire, like so. All right, we got those. And now let's just set those aside for a second. I'm wondering if any of these shell beads will fit on here. Let's give it a shot. That's not gonna work out. Okay, that's all right, no big deal. So we do have the garnets too, and I would like to use some of these. So let's start this one with a spacer and put some of these on. These are so pretty. I like how some of them are very, like they're not all the same size either. Like they just kind of vary just a little bit. Where are you? All right. There we go. And where is it? There we go. And here. All right, now we want to make sure that we are, I can trim off just a little bit of this. And let's turn that up. Like so. Make sure it's closed so that little gold bead doesn't get stuck in the loop. There we go. So now we have that one. Let's do another one like that. And a couple more gold beads. Whoop, I'm dropping things today. All right, and let's just start stringing these beautiful beads on. There we go. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. Again, I'm hoping that with doing that other set that my my luck is good and I can continue on. Let me see if these are like the same size. Oh yeah, okay, I'm on it. I am on it. Not doing too bad. I better be quiet because I don't want it to turn out to be bad. All right, so I'm going to twist that one back over and around the top and make sure that's closed all the way. And there we go. You know, I always have to double check. I'm like, am I recording? Okay, I'm still recording, good. All right, so put those aside for a second. And then let's, I wonder if I can use some of these guys. Will they fit on here? Oh, they do. I just want to use these last little square moonstones that I have because they're just so stinking pretty. All right, so let's use that. Let's use this little gold faceted bead at the bottom. Let's string on one of the moonstones. And since we're going square, let's use a squarish spacer. And another moonstone. It's not gonna be, not gonna take up much room. So let's do that. Maybe, how about a small nugget? Let's try to bring in some of the other elements with the moonstone. All right, small nugget, a squarish spacer. Let's do a garnet. Then let's do, whoa, fling it across the room. Let's do all three moonstones together. And then let's do another garnet. Come on. And another gold shiny spacer. All right, and now let's turn that one up. I know this one being all random where the other ones match perfectly is weird, but I think maybe I'm having luck with my visions, guys, so we're gonna give it a shot. All right, you know what? I don't think that looks terrible. I think that's gonna look really pretty all together. So we're not doing a ladder, but what we're doing is these are gonna be dangles on the chain in between other beads that we string on. So I really would love to use these shell beads, but I am just kind of worried, not shell beads, pearl beads, but I'm really kind of worried that it'll just look really weird. Maybe if I used eye pins and then hung like another, like maybe one of these underneath, or maybe, you know what, we're gonna give it a try. I'm going to dig out some eye pins and some head pins here. So we need 5 of each. So 5 head pins. There we go. And I need 5 eye pins. All right. So let's do this. We are going to use these no matter what. We're just going to make it work. But let's bring in some of those warmer colors with it. So maybe we can add these little peach bicones to the bottom. Put the pearl flat bead on, like so. And then I think maybe just do a simple loop. So I'm just going to bend that come in and trim that off. And then roll this back into a simple loop. Make sure I'm getting it closed all the way, which I did. Good. All right. And then I can hook that on one of my, it'd be silly if I did that way because those are so hard to do. All right, hook that on my memory wire, the one going under, because I think I want the one going up on the chain. Again, don't know how this is going to turn out. It may be hideous, I don't know, but we'll find out together when we're done. All right, and I do want one of these, and I think I want to put it with a little gold spacer. And these are a little more malleable, so I would like to do a little wire wrap on this. So you're just going to grab the wire right at the bead and just push that wire straight over top of your round nose pliers. Then you're going to twist your wrist and you're going to bring that wire up and over your round nose pliers. Move your wrist back, bring that wire underneath straight out like that. Then you can grab your bent chain nose pliers and grab that loop, hang on to it, and then grab your chain nose pliers and use them to make your wrap. And I'm only going to go around a couple times. I don't want it to be too many wraps, but you can do as many as you like. And I'm going to cut that off right there close to my wrap and use my chain nose pliers to push in that little gnarly piece of wire that's sticking out. All right, and fix my loop. And then I can just open up the bottom of this eye pin just like I would my jump rings, string my little dangle on, and then close it right back up like so. Okay. You know what? I don't think that's going to be horrible. I think that's going to actually be really pretty. So, and I think I want to do these on the middle. This is going to be the center middle, and then these are going to be the ends. So let's do a smaller one on my ends. Let's do this size on that. And then I think I want to take advantage of my last leaf for the middle. What do you guys think? Are you screaming yes or no? All right, let's do the next one. I'm kind of watching my time. My mom's driving over today from across the state. She has to sign the papers on her house. So this is pretty exciting. It's gonna be a really busy day today. I've got a lot going on, but I really did want to, while I had some peace and quiet and a free moment to myself, to get a tutorial uploaded and over to Chris as quickly as I could, so that way whenever he decides that he wants to put it up, he can. All right. Okay, and now I'm going to do my simple loop just like I did the last one. And make sure it's closed all the way, and needs a little assistance there. There we go. All right, and then I will make my dangle for that. I'm going to try to keep it roughly around the same size. If it's a little bit off, it's okay. Grab one of my little nuggets, string that on, my little gold bead. Whoop, string that on. Okay, and just like the last one, I'm going to do a wire wrap loop. All right, so I'm going to hang on to it right here, right up next to the bead, and I'm going to push that wire over. And then I'm going to flip my wrist, and now my wire is coming out from in between my pliers. Bring that up and over the top of my pliers, so it's like that. Twist my wrist, don't have to move the pliers at all, and then bring my wire underneath my pliers so it looks like this. Right? Grab onto that with my bent chain nose pliers, because these make it super easy for you to do wraps. I always have to switch my hand. I can't grab it with that hand for some reason. I do it with my right hand and then switch it to my left. hanging on to it, and then I am going to grab my wire with my chain nose pliers and just do a couple little wraps, like so. All right, cut that off. Good, good, good. Smash that little piece down so that it doesn't snag anyone's clothes or skin. There we go. Then I can open the bottom of my pearl dangle and attach that. Okay, and then I'll attach that to my garnet thingy component, to the loop that is facing inward. So I'm going to open my top part of my dangle, slide that on to my component, and then just twist it closed like you would a jump ring, and just make sure it's closed all the way. Oops, I made mine a little bit. There we go. Gotta fix that. All right, so those two pieces are done. Set those off to the side. And let's do our end pieces. That one looks a little, like a little chewed up or something. Let me grab another one. There we go. Okay, so now I think, I want to use a couple bigger nuggets because I want to do kind of like an opposite effect. We'll use a couple of these little lantern spacer beads, which I'm almost out of, so I'm going to have to get more. And we'll use this nugget, and we will do a simple loop on here. I'm just going to bend that over, cut it off, leave about 1/4 of an inch. Use my round nose pliers, grab the end of it, and roll it back into a nice little loop. There, okay? And now I can use my ball head pin, it's kind of bent. I will put on my pearl bead at the hole. There we go. Sometimes I need a little encouragement, but that one's not working, so let's grab this one. Sometimes I think like whatever they coat these with gets stuck in the hole, and you need your bead reamer. You can't like cram a eye pin through it. All right, and we're gonna do that. And I think we're just gonna leave that one plain, but we still need to wire wrap that. So just come close to the bead. And again, you're going to just bend that wire right over, roll your wrist up towards the sky, bring that back around, roll it back, and there, my loop is underneath. Now I'm going to grab it with my bent nose pliers and do a little wire wrapping. And like so. Okay. Not the most perfect wrap I've ever done, but close. All right. So then we'll just squish that in. We will hang it from our first little link. And then we will hang our dangles onto our larger link that we made. The one going under, so this end here. So open that up, hook that on, and then close it right back. All right, so now we have that one made. And we're gonna do the same thing on this one. So I need my little, oh, that is my little last lantern shaped bead. So there's my last one. I like it when it turns out that you can use all of them and not just have one hanging out remaining. Now, I want it to be close enough. It's gonna be organic, right? All right, so bend it over and we're gonna do a simple loop on here, just like the last one. All right, and just roll it over the top, like so. And I have my loop. There we go. Then use this. Is that gonna be one of the ones I can't get through? Let me see. Oh, nope, I broke through. Okay. All right. And this one's going to be the wrap loop. All right. Then make sure I don't have anything sticking out there. There we go. All right, I'm gonna hang that on my dangle on my other dangle. And then on this one as well. All right, now let's take a look at something because I wonder if I could just hang this. Don't know how that would look. Let's just give it a shot. Because if you start putting a jump ring on, it might be kind of weird. All right, so just twist that open. And twist it back closed all the way. You know what, I don't think I'm gonna like that because it's not gonna, no, you know what, I'm not gonna like that. We're gonna take that off because it might not hang the right way, you know what I mean? And it might just hang sideways or something. I want something that you can see from other angles. So let's take that off. We will use that in another project, I'm certain of it. Let's just close that back up for now and let me look at what we have. So we do have this one random bead that's kind of left over that I'd like to use. And I think maybe that and maybe a couple of these gold ball spacers and maybe a couple of these and just kind of make it a little bit longer. You know what, I'm gonna go for it. So let's use a spacer here at the end. Let's use this darker nugget. And let's do, should we do another nugget right on top? Why not? That looks pretty. This is kind of like an amber color, I like that. But I think I'm gonna flip that around this way. There we go. And then I will use this little, oh no, I think that's gonna be long enough. All right, so let's bend that over. Let's do our simple loop here. All right. And then let's do our spacer on this ball head pin and this pretty little leftover bead that I don't even know what it is anymore, but it's so pretty. All right, and then let's do a wire wrap loop here. All right. And let's wrap this. Oh, that's not a very good wrap, but that's okay, it's mine. All right. Trim that off. Okay, now I can hook that onto here. Let's do it this way though. Like so. And then let's hook this on to our little component. All right, so now we have all of those. And we know what order we wanted to string them in. So I am going to start with this and string him on. I'm not going to bead all the way up the chain because I really do like the way the chain looks. The chain is beautiful and I don't want to, I just don't want to string it all the way up. Okay, so then I think we will come in with some of our garnets right away. Because these are really, really, really pretty. All right. Okay, and then let's go on with our next one. So let's do the garnets next. Make sure I'm getting them on going the same direction because that would be not good if I get it all put together and some of them are not in the right direction. Make sure. Okay, yep, all going in the same direction. Sorry for hitting the camera again, guys. I'm an absolute disaster today. All right, and thread this one on. My hands get a little wild sometimes. Just want to make sure I'm still on camera here. All right, good, I am. And thread on another garnet. Maybe. There we go. And one on this side too. Here it is. Okay. Now I can put on these and make sure they're going in the right direction. Okay, so like this. There we go. I have to fix my light for a second. I keep seeing my own shadow. Okay. All right. So now let's get the other one on. All right, like so. Okay, I think this is gonna be really, really, really cool. I think this is gonna be really cool. Even if it doesn't lay like how you think it's gonna lay, I think it'll be so interesting to look at that it's not even gonna matter. All right, so now let's put on a couple more of these garnets, and then I want to string on some of those nuggets too. And we're not gonna go all the way up. Like I said, we're just gonna go probably a few beads. So there's the garnet on that side, the garnet on this side, maybe if I can get it to go. is that little hole? All right, there it is. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's use a couple gold spacers, one on each side here. I am having one heck of a time with that side. I might have to trim it. And then let's try to use a couple of these larger nuggets to see if they'll go on there pretty easily. Yeah, okay. And another larger nugget. Where are you? There it is. I love how you have to turn it around and around and around and around. All right, we're gonna use a couple more nuggets on each side. So let's do 2 more here and 2 more on the other side and end it with a gold spacer and call this necklace good. After I put all the hardware on. All right, so that one, gold spacer. And 2 more on this side and a gold spacer. Oh, maybe I want to go a little bit smaller because I went smaller with those. One and this one. And gold spacer. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is I need to find my things to close off the ends and put my my little lobster claw on. So I need a couple clamshells. There we go. And I need, I think I'm gonna do one of these little spring ones for me. It's for my necklace. If I give it away, I will change that for sure. All right, and then I need, where are my crimp beads? Oh, there we go. I need a couple gold crimp beads. Crimp tubes. Use the Beadalon size 2. Couple. There we go. All right, so how we do this is we put on our clamshell first, like so. Then we put on one of our crimp tubes on the end of this Coriana chain. And you don't want to do it all the way to the end. That's one thing Wendy taught me, and it's true. It will break off the end and then your crimp will fail. So go just a little bit down below the end there. And you don't need your chain nose. You don't need your crimping pliers. You need your chain nose pliers. And you just want to smush it down. Give it a good squish, but not too hard to where you're gonna crack the chain. So you can test it and pull on it and it's fine. Then you take your clamshell and you sneak it up behind that little crimp and you just gently close this. And you can dab some glue in there, but I don't find it necessary. I have done it if I'm using a chain that I'm not familiar with, but since this is from Wendy, I know that I'm familiar with this chain and it can hold up to what I'm doing. So we'll do the same thing on this end. Put your clamshell down, put your crimp tube on. And I am using my good crimp tubes doing this because I really want to make sure that they're not gonna break apart or slide off. So squeeze down, give it another good squeeze, test it, make sure it's good to go, and then slide your clamshell up and give that a little gentle squeeze until it's shut all the way. And you can just kind of push on it gently. It's very malleable, so don't push too hard because it will indent it and make it split open and you'll have to start over. All right, and now I need a couple jump rings. I need a small one for my clasp. I'm just using one of those little spring clasps. I know they're not exciting and intriguing, but that's okay. It's for me, and I don't wear my hair up often. So I don't care what it looks like, honestly, behind my neck. All right. If I was giving it away, I would put a really nice clasp on it. But since it's for me, I don't like to use my really good clasps on stuff that I plan on just keeping for myself. All right, and now we need I want a larger jump ring on here, so I'm not trying to put that through a tiny jump ring. All right. And probably used one that's way bigger than what I need to. It's almost like it's over animated, but that's all right. I think you guys get the idea. And we will hook that together. And when we're done with the bracelet and earrings, I will show you guys what this all looks like on. But I think that's gonna be really pretty. No matter how it hangs, it's just gonna be so cool. All right, so there's that. And then we will work on the bracelet and earrings next. Okay, so I think for the bracelet, I like to do about 3 around. So I think I want to do that again. I do like that. So here's 1, 2, and 3. So I'll cut it right about here. I think we're going to end up getting one more video out of this, you guys. What is this? 4 sets so far that I've made. 1, 2, no, this is our 5th set, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, our 5th set. So it looks like we're gonna get probably 6 sets out of it. All right, so for this one, I would like to have certain beads at the top and the rest around underneath it. So I am going to do something that one of you guys told me about, and I couldn't believe it. Like I always feel like, wow, I am today old finding out about this tipper trick. So she says she uses a little white little earring back to put on the end so that her beads don't fall off. So let's do this, because I'm going to bead on one way and then I'm going to go on the next way and bead. Look at that. Look at that. That's amazing. Thank you. I'm sorry, I don't remember your name. It's one of those occasions. I wish I would have wrote it down again, but I did not. All right, so let's do this. We are going to use some of these bone beads too, because you guys know how much I love these. And I want to use all 4 of those. So we're going to use those. I know I didn't use these in anything else that I did today, but I want them on this bracelet. I just want them on this bracelet. And that's going to be one of our center ones there. All right. That is really cool that you can do that you can put that little thing on there and I can just switch it back and forth. That's really cool. All right, so then after that, I think I want to use one of these gold square spacers. And then I want to go into my garnets because I absolutely adore these. These are just beautiful. So let's do 3 on this side. And see that there's a couple different sizes. Like I said, they're kind of irregular sized, but I'm definitely okay with that. They're just really pretty. All right, and so now I am going to do a round gold, let's just stay with the square ones, the square gold spacer. And I would like to do, thinking, do I want to do more of these? I want to do some of my nuggets. Let's do some of my nuggets. So let's do a large nugget, a medium nugget, a small nugget. All I could think about now is chicken nuggets. That's all I could think about, and it sounds delicious. All right, so now let's just take that off that side and let's put it on this side, because I am essentially going from the center out. All right, and then I want another one of these. I want 3 of my garnets, trying to find a couple of the smaller sized ones. Here's a smaller one, here's a larger one. And these garnets also came in one of those kits that, like the little white pearl discs came in that my in-laws got me for Christmas. And I wasn't crazy about the pattern that they gave. So I'm like, well, I'm just gonna use them in whatever I make. So that's what I'm doing. I've been hanging on to them for a while. All right, and then this one, and then a small one. All right, let's get those to meet up in the middle there so we can see. Sorry, I took off camera to flip it around. All right, flip those on over there. Okay, so that's what one side is going to look like. And I didn't realize I just put the 2 X's by each other and 2 swirls by each other. That's okay, I like that. All right, and now we're going to kind of go back up. So let's do some more, another one of these square spacers. Let's do some of these smaller little bone beads. Let's do that. I think I want to do 4 of them. And then let's do a round spacer. Okay. Then I'm going to pull that back off there. I'm gonna put it right back on here. I really love that you told me about this because that is, it's the coolest. All right. Okay, so let's feed that on and let's see where that is. Oops, wrong way, Jody. Wrong way. All right. Because now I want those on the other side too. So I need a square spacer, 3 of these bone beads. You know, the other thing I like about these bone beads is they're not all exactly the same size. They are different. I am obsessed with stuff like that. Like, I don't need uniformity. I need different. I need texture and flaws and interest. That attracts me. Like, it just, when I see stuff that looks like that, I'm like, that's perfect. That's me. It's like, has its perfect imperfections and it's amazing. Not that things that look perfect and the same, you know, are beautiful, but everyone has their thing that they love. And my attention tends to go to things like that are just very, very different. All right, so I do want to incorporate these little gemstone. I believe this came off of like an Amazonite strand. I don't remember. You guys, if you can just tell me, these were all the yellow tone ones that I didn't use, the orangish ones. I used all the blues and the greens, and I think that's what it was from. All right, so we're going to use them. So let's string on 1, 2, and 3. And then I would like to use some garnets again. And I think I'm just gonna go roll right into some garnets without a spacer in between that and the other one. So let's do 4 garnets this time. And I'm just grabbing whatever size. All right. Okay. And pull that off. I'm gonna stick it on the other side so I don't lose any beads because I would not be happy about that. All right. You got this, there we go. Okay. All right, and so now I need 3 of these, and looks like I'm gonna have a leftover, which maybe I can make a dangle out of it. I'll put it with my other little lonely ones over there. And then I am going to string on 4 of these amethysts again. Where are you? There we go. And amethyst, I mean garnets, sorry. If I call them amethyst several times, I apologize. It's not amethyst. And I'm going to do a little ball spacer. And then I want to use more of my nuggets. I don't have very many left. And it looks like I'm going to have like 1 extra. So let's see which one I don't want to use. Let's do this. So nuggets. And I need a gold ball spacer. All right, and let's do those nuggets. 1, 2, and 3. All right, where are we at? Okay, we've got quite a bit more to do, I think. So let's grab some more beads. So let's do some more of these bone beads. Probably use them all, except for maybe these. All right, so let's do, you know what, we haven't used any of these little peachy pie cones. Let's use some of those peachy pie cones and some of these gold ones too. There we go. So let's do this gold one. And then let's do Lucy. That was my youngest cat making a mess. Sorry for the loud bang, guys. She's very mischievous. So we're gonna do 3 of those peach ones. You know, I have to say, for the most part, they have been really good while I've been doing this. They haven't made a bunch of noise. And then she busts in here and she's like, oh yeah, watch this. Lucy. If she's still in here at the end, I'll grab her so you can see her. She's a little stinker, but she's really cute. Last year at Christmas, we had an accident. And I thought I was going to lose her. And it was so hard. She ended up with, okay, so my dog has anxiety and he's a big dog and he doesn't harm anything. He just gets overly anxious and, you know, we actually have medicine for him that we can give him when we have people over. Well, all the kids were over. It was Christmas morning. Everyone just finished unwrapping stuff and she was just a teeny kitten at the time. She wasn't even a year old yet. And she was just wandering through the living room and Woody had gotten some stuffed toys. And I think that he just got so excited and he thought that she was a toy because he picked her up and he shook her. And I immediately, you know, had to grab a hold of her and I knew that something was wrong. And I told my husband, like, I have to take her to the emergency room. She wasn't moving. She was still like alive, of course, but she wasn't moving. And my dog is a 90-pound dog. If he meant to do it, he would have killed her, but it was totally an accident. He just got excited and thought she was a toy. And so I took her to the emergency room. She had a couple cracked vertebrae, and they said that the best thing to do for her is take her home, keep her as calm as you can, and they gave some painkillers, and they kind of, you know, said I need to keep her confined. Well, I had a kitty playpen that had very close space, and I also had one of those soft-sided carriers. And I knew I had to go back to work, but my daughter worked from home. So, plus she does all the stuff with cats. So she took her home for a week and gave her her medicine, you know, every day, made sure she was getting plenty of, you know, high calorie, high protein foods. And she did that for a week, and then she brought her home, because then I knew at that point that she'd be able to be on her own in the playpen, and because she could move a little bit more and she could get into the litter box, or at least onto the potty pad. So anyway, long story short, it was a good month, and she healed right up. She, you look at her now and you would never know that anything ever happened to her. And it was so cute, because my husband was still on thirds at the time. So I would put her in her little soft carrier, and I'd put it on the bed right next to me, and I would just have it open just a little bit to squeeze my hand in it, so I could pet her and keep her comfortable. All right, I'm gonna close this door because my dog just went crazy, barking. And I don't know if it's gonna muffle it or not. But you know, we live in a neighborhood and people walk down the street, you know, going for their daily walks. We have a lot of people who are retired in our neighborhood, and they get outside and they do their little exercises and they walk, and he's such a barker, and there's nothing we can do about that. All right, so I think I have what I want here. I don't know if I really want to go much further. You know what? I don't want to waste this. I'm gonna go. Let's go all the way, guys. Let's do this. All right. So we're gonna do more of the bone beads, and there we go. So yeah, she was like my little kitty miracle, and I am so grateful, because my heart was breaking so bad. I love my pets, and they are literally my family, just like my family is my family. And I was so thankful that she was okay. And you know, and Woody had never tried anything like that before, and never again. It was really an accident. I was very upset with him for a little while, and then I remember one day just it finally dawning on me that, you know what, Jody, he didn't mean it. If he meant to do it, he would have killed her. So I knew that it was something that it was an accident. And he kept coming over to me for a couple days, and I would look away from him, even though it broke my heart to look away from him. I just would look away because I couldn't take looking at him, you know. And I remember all I kept thinking is, how dare you, you know, come over to me when you did that to that cat. And then it finally just hit me one day, and I started crying. I was sitting on the couch, and Woody came over by me, and I put my arms around him and I hugged him, and you know, he was so happy that I wasn't mad at him anymore. I mean, I was only mad at him for about 2 days, but you know, I had a broken heart. I mean, I was really super heartbroken, and it was very traumatizing to see that happen. And of course it happened in front of all the kids, and they were all just, you know, in shock. You know, everyone was just in shock. We couldn't believe that happened, that we saw that happen. So, I mean, yeah, it was traumatizing. It was pretty bad. All right, so I think I found the end there. So I'm going to go ahead and make my loop, and I'm going to make this loop going out, like towards the outside of the bracelet. All right, so there's that. And sometimes my loops can get a little weird on these bracelets, so let me just fix that. Close it all the way. All right. Whoops. See, I didn't put that earring back on there, and I lost a couple beads. I should have put it back on. All right, so there's the amethyst, and I think that I had a couple more that I was putting on. All right. Actually, I think I could end it right there. Let's just do a few more. Let's do a few more of these bone beads. And then let's do gold spacer. Some of these peachy little bicones. And let's end it with one more gold spacer. All right, and I can trim off some of this. And let's roll this one back. Just like the other one. There we go. All right, oh, I like this. This turned out cute. All right, I do want to hang a couple dangles, and I think I'm gonna take advantage of some of these little random ones that I have. So let's hang that one, and let's hang this one. Why not, right? They may not match anything, but it doesn't matter. I don't care. I like it. All right, so let's do this. All right, so now I'm just going to put my little dangles on my ball head pin, and I think we're gonna wire wrap it right onto the loop. So I'm going to start right here, bend my wire over, roll my wrist, come up over top of my pliers and flip my wrist again, bring my wire underneath, and that's what I have. And then we're just gonna open this up a little bit, like a jump ring. I'm gonna put that right on my little loop. Let's hold this down, hold my loop closed with my bent nose pliers. And let's just do a couple quick little wraps right here, like so. Trim that off. And let's close that. And let's do the other side too. And we're gonna use this little, I believe this is some kind of, I don't know, I'm not even gonna pretend I know what that is. It looks like, it kind of looks like, is it unikite? I don't know. Okay, anyway, so we're going to make another wrap loop. And over, down and around. Open that up a little bit. Like so. And we're gonna wrap that right onto our bracelet. Just a couple of quick wraps. All right, and now we have the bracelet. Now we just need to make this pair of earrings that I want to make, and I think we're going to do some loops or hoops, whatever, and then I'll try that on. So let's roll right into this. The one thing I do want to do is I know I want to use a couple of these to hang off the center along with these, and we're going to have one extra one, which is absolutely okay, but I think I want to use both of those instead. All right, so I do believe we're gonna have another video after this, but I know I can't just continue on with more right now because this is going on 2 full sets and I do have other things I gotta take care of. So I am just going to cut this loop right where it meets the other side. So just like that, and I'm gonna do 2 that way. Okay, and move that aside. So let's go ahead and we're going to do, now if I can remember how I showed you guys these the last time, like I can't remember my own demonstration that I did because I saw it on like another, like I think it was a Pinterest tutorial. So we have one that is going up, like up and over, like this. One loop, and then the other one is going on its side, like I'm holding it like this, and the loop is going to go this way. So here, and they're going to be some big hoop earrings again, because I'm kind of digging the big hoop earrings, and like that. All right, so now those 2 will connect right? So I can just open this one up, pop it open just a little tiny bit, bring this one in all the way, if it will go. I might have to open both sides up just a little bit. There we go. And then see how that fits in there? Just like that. All right, and then I am going to close this one up. What am I doing? I gotta string this. Oh my goodness, I am losing my mind. All right. I was getting so excited that we're near the end here that I totally forgot that I need to string it. All right, so I'm gonna have to trim off the other one a little bit too. That's fine. All right. You guys are probably like, oh, are we just doing plain hoops? Okay, I see. All right, I do want to use these, and we're going to put those are going to be in the middle. So I'm thinking, nope, I don't want to use those. All right, so I need some gold spacers. And I think I want mainly the ball ones. So we are going to do a ball gold spacer, a ball gold spacer. I'm going to use some of these bicones. All right, 2 bicones. Actually, let's just do 1 bicone because we have 2, 3, 4, and 4. Okay, and then 2 of those, 2 more because we're going to hang a dangle right in between them. A peachy bicone and 2 gold spacers. Okay, there we go. All right, let's make that dangle for in between. I'm going to need a head pin. And we're going to do our little garnet on the bottom and our pearl bead on top of it. Okay, and then we are going to do a little wrap loop. I didn't even think about it. I should hang the wrap loop on there. All right, so we're gonna do that. So I'm gonna hold that closed and we're going to do that little wrap. Okay, all right, trim that off. And squish it. There we go. All right, let me pull those back off, that 1/2, no big deal. And string that on. Okay, and then we can string these back on. There we go. All right, so there's one. Now let's do the same thing with this. So I'll go ahead and get the 1 loop started. So we'll do the one that's going up and over the top of the wire. There we go. And just so that we are measuring correctly, I know that I want to cut off a little bit, about this much. There we go. All right, so let's start with our 2 gold ball spacers. Let's do our little peach bicone. And let's do 2 of our little bone beads. Let's make our dangle. Need a ball head pin. Put the little garnet on first, and then our pearl bead, a flat pearl bead. And then that one's kind of off center. I don't like that. All right. There we go. All right, so we got that. Now we can do our little wire wrap loop. Grab a hold of it. And I might get done with this just as my mom's pulling in the driveway. If she shows up sooner, I'll have to finish this later, but that's okay. Just remember where I had to leave off. All right. And then I'll trim that off. Smush that together. Okay. Feed my little dangle onto my hoop. And my 2 bone beads. My bicone, and my 2 gold spacers. All right. Now I can make my loop and close this. All right. So again, we're gonna do the loop on the side. So this will act like its own like little clasp. So just grab a hold of it. Oh my goodness. Sorry if I keep shaking my table, my desk. All right, and then there we go. It's such a like cumbersome way to try to do it, but it ends up, I think, turning out better. So I'm just gonna open it a little bit so I can squeeze this other side in, and they'll just kind of hold on to each other. You might have to play around with it and make it go in there, and then close it back up and just make sure that that is closed all the way. Like so. And then these, I'm using the lever back one, so these we can actually just hang right from there. So I'm just gonna open that up a little and hang my little lever back on, whoop, and close that back up all the way, making sure it's good and closed. Okay, just like that. And then we'll do the same thing with this one. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so excited. We're almost done with this. And I cannot believe that I am still gonna need to do another tutorial to finish off that, that memory wire. This is, seriously, we did 2 on the first video, 1 on the second video. This is the 3rd one, and we're doing 2 here. I wonder if I'll only get 1 set out of the next one, or if I'll get 2 sets. All I know is that I am pretty excited about this. I have never challenged myself like this before. I think I'm gonna try to feed this on here first. And I am so excited. And like, honestly, I'm kind of proud of like what I've accomplished. And I'm wondering if any of you have tried to do any of this stuff. Like, you know, have you set up your own challenge? If so, what are you doing? What is your challenge? I want to know. Or, you know, is there another challenge that you would like me to see me do on some videos? Let me know that. I would really like to know if there's something that you want me to do. I will take suggestions for challenge videos, or for anything that you would like to see a tutorial on. You know, if it's something I don't know how to do, I will practice at it and try to do my best so I can try to, you know, show you. All right, so there's my earrings. I'm gonna pause this, I'm gonna turn you guys around, and we are gonna try this set on. Okay, I am back, and I got the earrings on. I think they're cute. I'm kind of liking the big hoops. I think they're really cool looking. And here's my bracelet. All right, here's my little dangles. It's very sparkly. And now I know this is what you guys have been waiting for, to see how this turned out. All right, so here's my necklace. and I'm gonna move the camera a little bit. I think it's cool. I don't know, it's just really different, and I don't know, I just think it's really cool. What do you guys think? Tell me what you think. I wanna know what you think. It just kinda does its own thing. I like it. I don't know, it's different. I like it. Anyway, so there it is. There's, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets so far out of 1 package of memory wire. And we literally have like, I don't know, like 7 more little wrap loopy thingies to go. And I don't know, I'm gonna try to just do it 1 more, but I think it might end up being 2, but we'll see. Maybe I'll just do 1 really giant bracelet. I don't know. I'll come up with something, and I will see you soon again. God bless, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the weekend and a great work week next week if that's what you're doing. If you're not, I just hope you have a great week, and talk to you soon. Bye.